Joining us now is Council of Economic Advisors Chairman Jared Bernstein. Jared, I do want to start right there with you. Does President Biden support a 40% increase for auto workers?
The president has consistently said the following. Record profits should mean a record contract. He has stood for unions for his whole career. He did something historical today, and I don't think we want to lose sight of this historical moment. We've never seen a president go out on the picket lines. And the reason he's there is because he knows, as he said, that the middle class built America and unions built the middle class. So when it comes down to the actual negotiations and the numbers, that's going to be between the union and the big three, and that's ongoing. But you know where this president stands on the larger issue of supporting the unions in this, as he talked about today.
So, but what does support look like? What would fair share be from the president's standpoint on this topic in these negotiations?
Yeah, that's a great question. So if you actually look at the profitability of the big three and you compare that to real wages, even real compensation in the sector, the former has gone way up and the latter has actually gone down. I mean, it's remarkable. We've had a period where wages grew for many other workers, many other production workers, but for auto workers, really not so much. So this is one of the things that unions have historically been very good at, is getting their members a fair share of a pie. And I think actually one of the good definitions of Bidenomics is that if you're contributing to the growth of that economic pie, you ought to get a fair slice. And that's where unions come in, and that's why the president made the historic visit he did today.
Interesting. I watched the tape, and it didn't appear to me that the president answered in the affirmative. It sounded like it was somebody else's voice saying that, but I guess we'll see. Now, Jared, when we look at the looming possibility of a government shutdown, traditionally, government shutdowns haven't been that bad for the market, but what's the administration's take on what it would mean for the market and the economy here?
Our take is that this is a completely unnecessary risk, one that causes real disruption to families, to communities, to businesses, all, again, not only unnecessary, but a deal's a deal. And a few months ago, overwhelming bipartisan majorities in both the Senate and the House, I include House Republicans, made a deal on spending levels, of discretionary spending levels. This was the Fiscal Responsibility Act, took $1 trillion of the long-term deficit and agreed made a spending agreement that was supposed to avoid this very situation. And to this day, you have Republicans who are saying, let's not go there. And of course, Democrats are very solidly there. So this is unnecessary. In terms of its economic impacts, there's a range of estimates. I'm sure you've seen them and reported on them in terms of the hit to GDP. And look, it could be 0.1%, 0.2% per week, which when you take it down to the billions, that's real money. So unnecessary, disruptive. I mean, today we've been focusing on the fact that you're talking about 1.3 million active duty troops working to keep this country safe without receiving their paycheck. If anybody who can hear the sound of my voice thinks that's fair, I'd be pretty surprised.
Jared, though, did you really expect, and the administration really expect this to be smooth? I mean, this is a unique situation we have with House leadership and Speaker McCarthy's kind of historically tenuous position. Is the Biden administration going to have to approach economic policy and even the budget differently, given that?
Well, to answer your first question, I don't know about smooth. I certainly wouldn't call the whole debt ceiling debate, particularly smooth, but it did have an agreement that Speaker McCarthy agreed to, and he agreed to it with a majority of his members. So yes, we expected that deal to be a deal, and the fact that it's been revoked is something that just plain out shouldn't happen, just like this shutdown shouldn't happen. Remember, we're talking about, as I mentioned, 1.3 million active service members. We're talking about travelers who could face delays at the airport, food safety inspections that could be delayed. We're talking about jeopardizing nutritional assistance for 7 million economically vulnerable women and their kids. All of this could be avoided, should be avoided, and a very recent bipartisan deal, under that deal, it would be avoided. So I don't consider this business as usual at all.